Welcome everybody, welcome to the new upgraded training facilities. Now this is a £4 million investment into the future of this club and I'm absolutely delighted. Now sure, on the surface the actual training facilities themselves may not look any different, but now instead of pissing behind the tree down the back, we can piss in these brand new toilets thanks to Given's Sithole. It's true, we really do piss excellence at this club.
Jarune, za tebe mi dijete diše. Tu je važno samo jedno, nogomet i ništa više. Jarune.
Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Jarun on The Impossible Dream. It is Season 8, Episode 11 today. It's actually Episode 101 of the series. I missed out last episode I should say, that it was the 100th episode. So there we go. Congratulations for surviving this much torture. And, well, there's a lot to catch you up on since last episode. The first is the facilities. Now, I'll get rid of myself here so we can have a bit of a closer look. And, unfortunately, it doesn't rate for bathroom facilities, but I think we can all agree that that should be rated for in the game, really. But there we go. Superb training facilities, excellent youth facilities. We'll keep trying to get them as high as we can, but that has now taken place. Now, the other thing that's taken place is our youth intake. Now, we have in the past been blessed with very, very good youth intakes. This one's not a classic, but there's still a few useful players here. We've got Blazhovic, I guess. Now, casual personality maybe isn't the greatest, but I mean, again, there's a little bit to like there. You love a good striker coming through, don't you? So that's not bad. We've got a decent midfielder here in Dejan Haska. Now, again, 16, fairly professional, which is good. And we can see tackling, passing is not too bad. It's actually, no, he can't jump, so maybe it's a centre-back there, but certainly as a defensively minded midfielder anyway, he could be very, very useful. And then we've got a centre-back here, Miro Tenkovic, and again, looks very, very decent, and actually looks very, very, very decent. Might get him in the first team, I think. So yeah, we've got, I think, 3 very good ones, and then we've got 1 or 2 others here that we'll probably end up offering contracts to, just so that we, we do have some youngsters coming through. Because occasionally, especially with the late bloomers that happen in this game now, which I've not really ever got on top of, to know exactly how that works. But yeah, there's not too much there, and then we go into the dregs after that. So, as ever, if you're a qualifying Patreon or channel member and you like to have one of, I'd say, these top 3 guys named after you, let me know, and we can go and get that arranged for you. Now, we've made a signing for next season. It is this guy here, Luka Zinko. We've signed him from Olympia in Slovenia. He is a 19-year-old Slovenian international. Now, it says here he's a winger. That's not really what we're going to play him as, or that's not what I've signed him for anyway. I've signed him to be a central midfielder, and I think he could be very, very useful. Yeah, I mean, the scouts absolutely loved him. He's got good technique, good passing. The mentals for a 19-year-old are better than most senior professionals. I think he's going to do very, very well. Wasn't a position I was planning on signing anybody for. But, when a 19-year-old international comes up for 1.1 million, it's difficult to say no, certainly for me anyway. And this is his contract details here for you, just over $6,000 a week as a squad player, so that's all very, very useful. Now, there's 2 games to catch you up on, both in the league. First was Rijeka after the disappointment of being knocked out of Europe. Could have had an easier game, to be honest, so let's see how we did. We fell behind in the first half. And it was 2-0 moments later. Antwi's run led to Siraj pulling one back. Before Siraj did it all himself to get us level. So Siraj is a little bit special, isn't he? Very, very good. They had the next gen top 50 has happened since last episode. Unfortunately, it's disappeared off my inbox, so I can't show. Or maybe I can show. I'm not sure how you do that though. But anyway, the point is, he was number 28. Bertic was number 33. But the fact that Siraj came through our academy just makes him a little bit more special, doesn't it? A wonderful, wonderful player he is for us. To be honest, away from home against Rijeka, having just played in Europe like we did, I'll just about take a draw. I think that's fine. Next up, the other game to catch you up on was against Varazdan. We took a first half lead when Torres crossed for Matanovic. And the same 2 combined moments later to make it 2-0. Before Torres got his 3rd assist for Akbazli to make it 3-0 at half time. Akbazli got his 2nd to make it 4-0. Before Ranocchia was in the right place for our 5th. Marisden pulled one back. But Ranocchia cancelled it out instantly. So we essentially destroyed them. What about that Varison goal, though? What a strike it was. But Torres, absolute class. We can sort of, now that we're just concentrating on the league, put out basically the league, our strongest team, game in, game out. And if that's what we're going to do to teams, then watch out for the rest of the league, because that's huge, isn't it? So let's have a look at how the league table stands after that. So we are still top. The gap is 4 points to Dinamo, but we have a game in hand, which is this game against Gorica. Now, it's not a give me. You can see them there in 4th. They are a very decent side. We have a bit of trouble against them as well. So it could be, at the end of today's episode, we have essentially, is it a 10-point gap? Be 7, yeah, so 10-point gap, which is going to be essentially league done with 6 games to go. But it could just equally be a 1-point gap, because we're more than capable of losing to both these teams. They're both quite decent. So, yeah, let's go and have a quick look at the league leaders here. And you can see there still the top goal scorers have not changed. The average rating, highest average rating, Torres is still there. Avila somehow is still there as well. And assists, we've got Torres, Man of the Match Awards, Torres, and he's actually being linked with other clubs as well. But crucially, he doesn't have a release fee anymore. So this is our first game. It is away to Gorica. It's not going to be easy. Let's have a quick look at what we're expecting from them. A 4-2-3-1 and more direct passing. I'll keep that in mind. We might need to go more direct if things aren't going for our way. This is El Kakovenga. Oh yeah, Kakovenga's injured. Was that serious? I can't remember if that was serious or not. Anyway, he's not available for this one, so we'll need to make a change. Oh, we've had to make a few changes, actually. So Jantanen will continue in goal. Now, he speaks Croatian now. I'm hoping that's going to improve some performances from if he can communicate properly with his defence and whatnot. Butchman and Williams, are going to be the back two. Antwi is going to have to go because Torres not going to get 90 minutes out of him. Della Vibora even will go down the left. We've got Sithole, Bosniak, Ranocchia, who's been brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Siraj, Bertic, and Matanovic as the rest of the team. Alright, so we can see the team sheets here. Bit of a legend in the opposition lineup. Mikel Rovis is in their lineup. Well, hopefully he's hurt us before, to be honest. So hopefully we can control him a little bit better here. Let's just go out there, relax, play our natural game, get that league gap back out to 7 points before we play Dinamo. And here we go. As ever, a big thank you to all my channel members and Patreons as they scroll across the bottom there. If you enjoy the content, you're able to. Links in the description. There's little thank you perks. One of which obviously is that name in the game thing. But yeah, let's hope we can get this done here. As I've said, we've struggled against Gorica in the past, so yeah, it's not an easy game away from home, particularly as well. But because there is so much riding on the league now, because there is that automatic spot into the league phase of the Champions League. Although there's not really any money for winning the league, you are actually playing for essentially the Champions League money. So the 12 million or so, plus you're going to get little bits of money here or there. Bosniak! Oh, what's happened there? Terrible angle. But it's been cleared away. Rovis now with a throw. But we can put some pressure on them high up the pitch here. Antwi wins it back. Sithole. Sithole forward to Bosniak. Good ball there for Bertic. Bertic is in. Bertic has drawn a very good save. Is it offside? No, this is going to be a corner. Bertic to take. Floats it into the back post. It is away. Bosniak will pick it up. And that'll end that highlight. So a promising start here from us. On the break we go now. Matanovic, he's got Ranocchia with him. He uses him. Ranocchia's got two in the middle. Can he pick one out? It's Bertic just blocked behind for a corner again. It's not going to be one of these games, is it? Bertic. Again to the back post. Again, it's flicked away. Bosniak picks it up. Villa de Bora. No, Della Vibora even. Butchman to Ranocchia. And that ends that highlight. The reason that I've made the switch to Butchman and Williams is, for whatever reason, Fatakanti and Williams just suddenly decided they can't play together. And I think the first half of Rijeka, I had them playing together, and it was just a disaster. So we've had to make that change. We'll either look to move Fatakanti on, or equally he could play in as a sort of share the role with Sithole as well. Oh, what a ball that is! And Siraj doesn't miss. Ranocchia has suddenly turned into Zidane. I mean, he's even better than Zidane. He's got the ball playing ability of Zidane, the defensive capability of a peak Carlo, what's his name, Carlo, and the guy that was playing for Leicester, Kante, what's his name? N'Golo Kante. I knew there was like a apostrophe name in there somewhere. Anyway, it's 1-0. I do feel like absolute crap as well, so if I sound a bit nasally or look a bit secondhand, that's why I'm struggling a little bit. The worst thing about having kids, and I thought it'd be changing like poopy diapers, and it's not the best part of your day by any means as Butchman heads that away. But it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. But you're just constantly sick. Just constantly sick. It's ridiculous. And it's not like, if I'm going to be sick, get me on my deathbed. Like, is Matanovic? Matanovic is in, he's hit the post! You know, if you're going to be sick, do it properly. Not this, oh, I just feel like crap, but I don't actually, you know, I can still function kind of thing. It's a disaster. But anyway. Oh, Siraj playing a very, very dangerous game there, but we've got away with it, and we're on the break now. Villa de Bora to Matanovic. Matanovic, look at us, queuing up in the middle, and he's found the goalkeeper. He just couldn't wrap his foot around it enough, could he? And is the highlight going to continue here? We don't need a Route 1 goal from them. Surely we've had time to get back and get our defensive shape. Butchman wins it. Deliver Bora. Nice ball for Siraj from Matanovic. Is he onside? Is that a penalty? Antwi in. Antwi to Siraj. And Siraj has missed. I mean, if he can't score it, then nobody could. We are going to, I think, have to vote on our Viewers Player of the Year today. I'm trying to in my head here. It sort of depends how this episode goes. If it's a 1-point gap, then that's a bit of a different conclusion to the season than if we end up with sort of a 10-point gap after this one. So, yeah, we'll have a better idea, I think, after this game, if we're going to be voting or not. As long as we hang on to the win, that's a 7-point gap. Then I think we can safely say that we're not going to need to draw the season out too much longer, unless we have a Dinamo style collapse. Oh, it's going to fall for Ranocchia, is it? Not quite. Antwi has it now. Antwi to Matanovic, and Matanovic has scored. He's 12th of the season. Antwi is just, when we don't have Torres available, Antwi just fits right in there, doesn't he? He's absolutely brilliant. And we've got that young guy that we just signed as well. We've got too many good young players. And what a problem it is to have. So it's 2-0 now before half-time. And, I mean, look at this. It's all us. I don't know what it means, but it looks good. It's all at this end. Go away. I don't want to click on something. Here we go. Bertic over a free kick. He's decent, and that's a good save. Oh, that would have been a cracking goal as well. Siraj now takes the corner from the other side. Siraj, again in towards the back post. Again, it's flicked away. That's not really working for us against Gorica, is it? Now, what's happened here? Bertic again. He's had a warm-up one that was lucky to stay out. This one goes the same side. And the goalkeeper's made 2 saves from almost the exact same spot in the top of the corner there. Siraj again to the back post. One of them is going to not get flicked away. What's the definition of insanity? Alright, so we are 2-0 up, having dominated that half. We very much need to say don't get complacent here, because we've played quite well there. But we do need to make sure that we are going to see this through now. So we'll start the second half. There's no real need to change much. Sithole was on a heavy match load. So we could look to take him off and get fresh legs on there. It would either be Jakic or Fatakanti. And given that Jakic is looking complacent, Fatakanti might be the better option. And in fact, it might be Fatakanti's better position, rather than playing as a centre-back, playing as that half-back, because we know he's a sort of a more natural midfielder, but very good defensively. Fitting in there might just be his best position. As we've got in again with Antwi, Bertic makes it 3. And an hour gone, 3-0 up. We can pencil in the points, I think, here. It's been a very good performance. And like I say, we have struggled quite considerably against Gorica in the past. So it's nice to go to their place and really put on a performance. But this might be again a case of if we can stick our best team out, then this is what we can do to teams, because our best team is obviously quite good, as that's a terrible pass. Delavabora picks it off. Siraj to Bertic. Bertic to Antwi. Antwi gets a cross in. It's a good one, and it's post again for Matanovic. But, I mean, Antwi, what a player. We picked him up from the German 3rd Division or something as well. He's an absolute... As a fullback, as an attacking fullback, he's an absolute star. Alright, so we probably want to take advantage of this and give some players some game time. Let's wrap Ranocchia up in cotton wool. Let's get Allmarkic some game time. Williams on a booking. Yeah, okay, let's go with that. Let's not break up a defensive partnership that's working. And is anybody on a hat trick? No. So let's take Matanovic off for Madzar, who is another one that is looking very, very promising in his development. Between him, Turpic, there's one or two others. Where's Madzar? He's going to move in a second, isn't he? There he is there. Between him, Turpic, who has a heavy match load, which is why he's not on the bench here, and there's about two others, I think, 2 or 3 others that are coming through the academy as well. We're not going to need to have signing any strikers, I don't think. Once, I think Matanovic in a season or two will sort of naturally reach the point where he's maybe starting to decline, and we look to sell him on. Akbarsley, I think, will just naturally reach a point where he's not really good enough anymore. But he was a weird signing, because I remember when I signed him from Liverpool, I can't remember if it was a free transfer or like it was very little money if it was a transfer fee. And I remember saying at the time, I don't know what he is, but there is a decent player there, and I think he's proved it to a point. Madzar's in, Madzar scores. Oh, what a finish from the youngster, and it's 4-0. Antwi is playing a 10. Now, the game is saying to take Bertic off. What a pass. I was really coughing up a lung there. I missed who the pass was. Was it Antwi? And that's got him up to being a 10? It was Bertic's pass. So, I mean, this is absolute domination. Much, much better than I could ever have hoped for. I thought we might... I mean, obviously, I was hoping we'd win. I put a lot of effort into trying to come up with a game plan that ensures that we win. But I thought we might scrape past them like a 2-1, something like that. But 4-0, that is massive. And what a performance it was as well. From first whistle to last, we just dominated the game. It was huge. So there we go. It is a 7-point gap again. And if we beat them when we play them next in our backyard, it'll be a 10-point gap. Plus we'll have the head-to-head. That is just about game over then, isn't it? So Jarun meet expectations in dominant win. Bertic is set for a goal bonus. That's fine. We've now qualified for the Europa League. That must be a top 3 finish that we've guaranteed there. Antwi is just an absolute star, as I have said many, many times. Still second choice, however, but you're doing very well, mate. De Zerbi. Now, I missed who the Villa manager was last episode. It's Roberto De Zerbi, or De Zerbi, however he says it. I mean, he can look at Siraj all he wants. He's not going anywhere. So 20 games unbeaten now. That's in the league, isn't it? We went very close to losing that record against Rijeka, it must be said. But it's certainly title-winning form. Let's see if we can come back, make it 21 games without defeat, and start penciling our name on the trophy. Okay, welcome back. Now, a little bit of a rushed end to the season, so we didn't get any nominations this year in, but what I've done is I've taken the 4 guys that I think have been our best 4. Hopefully, you'll agree with it, and those are the ones that you can vote on. So, in alphabetical order, I should say, not in first place, it's Nuruddin Antwi, the backup right back, but cracking season. 2 goals, 15 assists, and an average match rating of 7.79. Next up, it is Academy King Dion Siraj, 14 goals, 12 assists, and average match rating of 7.33 for him. Next up, it is Mr. Surprise Packet this season's got to be said, Filippo Ranocchia, 8 goals, 6 assists, and average match rating of 7.13. And last but not least, it is the first choice right back, Hugo Torres, 6 goals, 15 assists, and an average match rating of 7.59. So as ever, there'll be a link in the top of the description below. Scroll down, click on that, vote for your who you think's been our best or your favourite player this season, and we will announce the winner at next episode's end of season awards. Alright, here we go. It is going to be either title race off or title race on. Let's hope for the first one, and we're at home. We've beaten them 3 times from 3 this season, and if we make a clean sweep of it, we'll almost certainly be champions. So we're expecting a 4-2-3-1 out of them, all the wide players, so we'll be trying to force them inside. This is the team that we're sending out. Sithole again on a heavy match load. Alright, let's go with... we'll keep him out there. So it's Utonen in goal, Birchman and Williams as the back 2, Torres and Della Vabora, Sithole, Bosniak, Ranocchia, Siraj, Bertic and Matenovic. Let's see if they can get the job done. Alright, so we can see the team sheets there. Don't know why I've got this guy as the backup goalkeeper on the bench, but anyway, he's there. Hopefully we don't need him. Home form's important to us. I think we just keep relaxing and just keep going out there and trying to get the job done. I think on current form, this is more or less our best side. Certainly, I mean, Ranocchia on current form is definitely up there. You could make an argument. Rupnik could be there. I mean, it's very harsh to drop Antwi after the last game for this one, but Torres is just... He's our number 1 guy, so that's just kind of how that is. But yeah, you know, if we win this, 10 points, won't it? With 6 games to go, I don't think even my Chicago Cubs side just about could lose that. They probably could, but they'd be the only ones, I think. And thankfully, we're not playing baseball here, so we should be fine. Here we go. 2nd minute of the game. Bosniak turns into some space. Siraj loses out to Berger. And, well, what's going to happen? Oh, it's a terrible pass. Della Vabora picks it off. Matenovic, wide for Torres. Torres cuts inside. Torres is going to go himself. He hits the post. I tell you what, Torres is very, very two-footed, isn't he? He's almost too good to be a wing-back. He crosses that one in for Matenovic, and Matenovic doesn't need a second invitation. We know what he's like in the air. And it is 1-0. 3rd minute of the game. And that is currently, as things stand... Well, as I said, it's not definitely title, but a 10-point lead with 18 to play for, you don't want to be stuffing that up, do you? And we have the head-to-head over them as well, so that's effectively 11 points. We'd only need to win 1 or 2 more games to, assuming they win out, we'd need to win, 2 games would take us to 17? Effectively, and so I mean, more that should be enough. You'd be surprised if they won out to the end, though maybe they could. Matenovic is looking complacent. We don't want that. Bertic, though, over a free kick. It's a good save. Bertic, he's very good at putting his free kicks on target. Doesn't find the back of the net as often as you'd maybe expect, such good free kicks to do, but maybe he just doesn't have the power on them or something. I'm not sure. But anyway, Torres is on a booking now, which is not ideal, but we'll deal with that. And yeah, I mean, they're not having any possession. They are creating chances. You imagine on the break, there's another ball in towards the back post. And that was Reece Williams, I think, just over the top. Come on, boys. Let's get a second goal. We deserve a second goal just based on the possession stats, but it's not all about possession, as we know. I wonder if... Let's take it off exploiting the middle. And see if we can maybe... They've got complete wingbacks, don't they? So maybe we can, by potentially pushing them back, create something, or at least stop them getting forward. As Della Vabora almost loses out, but gets it back. Della Vabora, he gets the ball in, it's towards Matenovic, he goes down, and the ref has given a penalty. I imagine Bertic will take it. The only other penalty taker we have really that takes him regularly is Palumbo. He's on the bench for this one. So it is going to be Bertic. Can he give us a 2-goal lead just before half-time? Bertic straight down the middle, and it is 2-0. It's his 13th of the season. And, well... You never want to lose a player like Avia, but we haven't half covered for him, have we? We've done really, really well. Matenovic is just so... the problem we're going to have with Matenovic is a little bit like Phillip, in that he's so reliable. He's probably now to the point where he's well, if we had a Villa, he wouldn't be in first choice. But with the youngsters that are coming through as well, he's not far away from being someone that's sellable. And we have had interest, mostly from the Championship in England, which surprises me. I think maybe he's not better than that. But we're getting to the point where what will probably happen. He's the sort of player that you'd always want on the bench, isn't he? Because he can come off the bench, and we know that, especially in the air, and we're so good at getting crosses in from both flanks, as Ranocchia puts it just over. We're always going to want a player like him, if not him. The other one is Akbarsli, who is good in the air. And he probably offers a little bit more all-round than what Matanovic does, but he's just not quite as good at finishing. Although, to be fair to him, that part of his game has improved. Because I don't think Turpic is particularly... Turpic isn't bad in the air either, you know. So maybe we've got one or two, but Matanovic is just... Was he jumping reach 17 or 16 or something? 16. So he is still that much better than everybody else. Bertic chips it in. It's flicked on. Bosniak, was he onside is going to be the question. It was... Oh, no. Butchman is the... I think Butchman's onside. Bosniak was the one I was worried about. Oh, he's not onside. Ah, oh, you muppet. He's just gone a sprig of a second early. I actually think that Bosniak is offside, but the decision before that was the one that obviously doesn't matter what Bosniak did after that. Corner in. It's just over. Williams again. Now, Delavabora not having a great game, so let's get Ruknik on. Sithole not having a great game either, so we'll bring on the fresh legs of Fatakanti. Fatakanti is wanted by some, I'm assuming, Saudi Arabian teams based on the name of the club. They're like Al something or other. So, it's going to be one of these. I actually think he has a use in the squad. He's a useful defensively minded midfielder. He's a useful centre-back. So I think someone like that is always going to have a use for us. But we're into stoppage time. It has been as comfortable as we've ever beaten Dinamo. They've not offered anything. We've seen that from them before. And we're effectively champions. And they don't look like they're even on the same planet as us right now. We've done a clean sweep of them in the league this season. And that is just a huge result for the club. So that is a very nice lead to have, isn't it? Now, this Kozayev guy that scored for Varison, the double there, he is our player. So that's the Ukrainian that we signed. So he's got off there and he's scoring goals for fun as well. So we've got too many strikers. I've got to stop signing players. So the problem I have with a good academy is that I still want to sign players and we end up with just far too many. But there we go. We turned dominance into victory. We have qualified for the Champions League because we've guaranteed, I assume, a top 2 finish. We're going to have 18 million to spend next season or through the summer anyway. We'll hopefully spend it through the summer if we need to spend it. Nice little wage budget there as well, which I think is roughly what we have this year. Torres continues to impress. So well done to you, Hugo. And that is just about that. The Lil Boss is looking at Bertic. Is that the guy that played for Spain? I'm not sure if it is or not. But anyway, easy way to tell. I've just got to click the name. No, that's not who I was thinking about. No, not with that playing. Wait, back player. No, not who I'm thinking of. I think the guy I'm thinking of was at Crystal Palace for a bit. But anyway, that is that. So we've more or less won the league. Don't forget to go and vote for your Viewers Player of the Year because we will have... Unless something goes horribly wrong, I think what we'll do is we'll come back to win the league and then we can finish off the week with our end of season awards, and then we'll come back on Monday, or if you're watching live Monday anyway, for the summer transfer special. And we've just seen 18 million to spend, and some big decisions to be made as well in terms of who we keep, who we move on, and yeah, so it's going to be an interesting one. But we'll come back when there's a chance for us to win the title. Hopefully, it'd be nice to win it at home to Hajduk, wouldn't it? That'd be a nice one. Anyway, I'll see you for that one. Get the champagne on ice. We're going to win back our title for a third time. Take care.